questions for Jordan.
What does it mean to beat those guys and get a week 1 victory and things that you hadn't done?
No, it's amazing. Obviously, I think a big goal for us was to be able to come in here and start the season off fast and start the season on the right note. So to come in here week 1 at home and get a dominant win like that is amazing and exactly what we've been working for. So it feels great.
Jordan, you guys talked all week about getting off to a fast start because you didn't do that in some of these games last year. Like, what was the key to doing that offensively today?
Just making plays, just going out there and executing at a high level and making plays. So like you said, it was a big goal for us to come in here and start fast. And, I feel like you said, in our past couple games against these guys, we've got off to some slow starts and put ourselves behind. So it was a big goal for us to come out here and start fast. And we did exactly that. Came out, opening drive, scored points. So it's exactly how you want to start right there.
I think you were 4 for 4 on your first 4 third downs. Was there any key to that, or the plan coming in for those?
No, I think I think we had a great plan coming in for our third downs, and obviously third downs just comes down to executing, going out there and making plays. And I think early on they were playing a lot of man, and guys going out there and winning their one-on-one matchups. I think the O-line did a great job. They gave me a lot of time back there, kept me clean. So I think it always starts up front, and I think they did a great job, and were able to have us help us get some opportunities down the field to throw the ball. So it just comes down to executing.
Speaking of third downs, Jordan, touchdown to Tucker, I believe that was the third down. We're just seeing that one because just watching on TV, there wasn't a lot of space there, but you threw it in a perfect spot.
Yeah, tight window. Tuck's running this route, got quarters coverage, and was able to get behind the linebacker and inside the safety, and gave me enough room. And I trusted him, just put the ball out there, and he made a great catch right there.
Josh is a great player, just 8 yards at the half. But what's it like to have a leader like that who waits for the game to come to him and then can get you big touchdowns like in the field?
Yeah, Josh obviously, he always wants to, have the rock in his hand, and that's what type of player he is. But I think their game plan was to come in here and stop the run, and they were doing a good job of that, and so. We struggled early on to get the run game going, but I think, we made those big plays in the pass game. So obviously, Josh is he's a pro. He's going to wait for those opportunities to come his way and just keep going.
Jordan, when we talked to you, I think this week, you said it might take a little bit of time for you to, be in rhythm and connecting with the receivers because of all of the injuries in camp. Just what were your thoughts on how you guys were kind of connected and clicking, and just how everyone caught the ball and made those plays?
Yeah, like you said, I think everybody's just making plays. When the ball came their way, obviously, like I said before, just going out there and winning their matchups on some of their routes and just executing at a high level. So, that's always the test, is just coming in here and executing. And like you said, we had some guys banged up through camp and missed some practice time. So, I missed some practice time, which is, it's never ideal, but, you got to find ways to, stay focused and stay sharp throughout the week. And I think those guys have done a great job of that. And obviously came to the field and just got to go out there and make those plays.
Jordan, it took until the fourth quarter for Mike Parsons getting that sack there. Kind of, what did you think about his impression here in his first game in the green and gold jersey?
Yeah, I think I think he was limited in some of the opportunities, and it was definitely out there on third downs. And obviously, the offense is going to have a plan to try and put as many hands on him as possible. But I think he was definitely making an impact, and his presence was felt out there on the field. And I think our whole defense was doing a great job. D-line was getting pressure and making Goff get the ball out, some checkdowns, things like that, and they're rallying and making plays. So I think they did a good job of taking away those big explosive plays.
You talked about how important it was for the team to get off to a good start. How about you individually? Is it personally important to have a game like this to start the season?
For sure. For me, for everybody. That's what I said. That's the goal. That was our mindset coming in, is we got to start fast. And obviously, everything starts with me. Be able to go out there and be as accurate as possible and make great decisions with the ball. So I think we did a great job, and I'm definitely happy about the way we were able to get rolling early, make some big time plays.
Jordan, it didn't look like your thumb affected you in any way. Did it at all that we wouldn't have noticed, or how did you kind of approach it today?
No, the thumb felt good. I had no issues with it. Obviously, was able to do everything with my left hand, so just approached it like a normal day. And obviously, a big test, coming to see how it would do with getting hit and things like that. But I think I didn't really take too many hits today, so thumb was good.
Do you know how many more weeks you'll need to you'll have to wrap it up?
It'll be for a couple more weeks for sure. So it was like 8 weeks post-surgery, so it'll be for a while.
Jordan, what happened on the aftermath of the interception that got called back, where Hutchinson whacks you, and then it looked like Zach jumped over you to avoid landing on you, and then he gets hurt? What happened from your perspective there?
I'm not even sure. Obviously, I was getting smacked, so I don't even know what happened. Zach, I think he said he tried jumping over me and avoiding me or something like that, but I didn't get to see what happened. I just got up and saw him down, so obviously it was tough, having him go out the game, but I don't think it was anything too major. We'll see, but yeah, I have no idea what happened.
Jordan, you had 16 completions today to 10 different receivers. What does that say about the Packer offense that you can be efficient while spreading the ball?
No, I mean, I think it just goes to show you the depth we have at, receiver, tight end, and running back. We got playmakers all around and guys that can all come in here and catch the rock and make plays. So, I think that's what you want as an offense, be able to spread the wealth around and, keep the defense on their heels on who we're going to be targeting and things like that. But it just comes down to all those guys, being dialed in, going out there making plays. But I think it just shows you the depth we have at all those positions.
You mentioned the offensive line. Why were they able to keep you clean all day?
Yeah, they were just dominant up front today. They did a great job. I don't think there was too many pressures too early on, and they just did a great job of stopping their D line. And obviously, Hutchinson's one of the top pass rushers over there. So we did a good job putting as many hands on him as possible. But I think it just starts up front, and those guys did a great job. Just keep me clean and give me some time.
Score, and then you go with that 48-yarder to Romeo. When you answer decisively like that, what can that do for us?
I mean, that's what you want. You want to be able to go out there and make those big explosive plays, and I think it's a big momentum swing. Getting that momentum back on our side, and obviously we went down a 2-play drive and we were able to score quick. So, I think defense wasn't happy that they're getting back on the field that quickly, but no, I think it's a momentum changer to be able to hit those big explosive plays. That's what we need.
Jordan, you're usually pretty even-keeled on the field, but after that first touchdown, you seemed pretty fired up. What went into the emotion after that play?
Man, just feeling the emotion of the game right there. Be able to go out there, first game of the season, start fast, and just feeling the crowd and everything, and just obviously it's a fun game that we love to go out there and do and have fun out there. So just feeling the emotion of the game right there.
Jordan, take us through the touchdown pass to Jacob Reed.
Yeah, we saw their man coverage and got to a man check right there, and Jay Reed was able to, run a great route. We got a little bit of a rub right there, and made it easy for me to just lay one up to him, and obviously finished it right there.
Jordan, how would you describe the defense's performance today?
Dominant, I would say. I think anytime you can hold, that's a really good offense over there. So anytime you can hold them to, going to that, last drive, 6 points, that's a dominant performance. So, it's something that I think it's a great start for them, but obviously something we're going to keep wanting to build on. But it just goes to show you, how good of a defense we got, because that's a pretty good offense on the other side.
I'm sure you guys came into the season figuring you're going to be Super Bowl contenders. But big picture-wise, what does today mean? Does it mean anything as far as that goes? Or did you guys, confirm that in your own minds, or is there any big picture view after this?
Yeah, big picture. I mean, it all starts with NFC North. So to have a North team come in here week 1, be able to get the job done, go 1-0 in the North is the start we wanted right there. But big just picture for us right now is Super Bowl's down the road, but it all starts with the NFC North. So we got to go out there and obviously get off to a better start than we did last year, and I think it starts with what we did today. So,
Jordan, does it, from that big picture standpoint, does it do something confidence-wise? Like, I know you guys believe in yourselves, but these guys have gotten you the last 3 times here at Lambeau. Does it do something to confirm what you already believed in yourselves, that you were able to do this and build on it?
Definitely. Like you said, it's a team that, like you said, they've got us. The past couple games we played against them. So, it was a big test coming in here week 1. Really good team coming in. And like you said, we know what type of team we have, but it definitely confirms it and gives you some more confidence to keep building on. But obviously it's still week 1. We got a long season ahead, and we got to keep just building and elevating every week as we go. And, there's going to be a lot of stuff to clean up. But like you said, we know we have a great team, but to go out there and have a dominant performance, it does, kind of confirm those things we had. But just early days and early week 1, so we just got to keep building on it.
With Mike's sack in the fourth quarter, or I imagine running towards your sideline, you might have had a pretty good view of it. What do you think of the chase down speed?
Oh man, it's insane. I saw Jared start breaking right, and I don't even know if he knew Michael was coming, but we all saw him. So, I was hoping that he would hold on to the ball right there, and Mike could be able to get to him and hopefully have a strip sack. But yeah, Michael was flying right there, and it just goes to show his motor. He's able to win late, quarterback escape, and he's able to chase him down. So I'm glad he was able to get his first sack here and his first start here in Lambeau. So. Stuff he's going to keep building on. But, I just feel like his presence out there was different. The energy he brought to the crowd when they announced his name and then be able to get that sack was big time.
More for Jordan. Does that count for your vision that you suggested on Wednesday? That he didn't get the sack till the fourth quarter. Does that still count? Or
Didn't quite, count. They made us take the ball first. I wanted the defense to go out there first and him get a sack. But, we took the ball, went down and scored. But, no, I think in that vision, I knew he was going to get a sack today at some point, but no, it wasn't the first drive, but he got it eventually.
Jordan, what, if anything, do you feel like you guys left on the field today on the offensive side of the ball?
Yeah, I think, like we said, we got off to a really great start. First half was dominant. I think second half, wasn't as good, wasn't up to the standard in some areas. I think, we would have wanted to go out there and keep putting points up, and I think it might have been the first drive we had 3 and out. So, we something to build on right there. We got off to a hot start and got a lead, but second half is when you got to go out there and put a team away. So I think we left a little bit on the table second half, and a couple plays I wish we can get back, but good stuff to build on for sure.
Thanks, Jordan.
Thanks, Jordan.
Right, see you guys.
Jordan.
Thank you.
Win, obviously, anytime a divisional opponent, and who in particular that's kind of had their way with us the last 3 times here at Lambeau. I was just really proud, and I think of the energy our guys brought, not only in the first half, but I thought we matched it to start the second half as well. Defensively, it was a dominant performance. I think I looked on the stat sheet, and we had something like 9 TFLs, 4 sacks against a really good offensive line, and Jared does a really good job of getting the ball out of his hands. So I thought defensively, just our style of play was exactly what we wanted. And then offensively, I thought we had a good start, and then when there was a lull in there, and there's some things to build upon where we got to be better. And but all in all, I was really happy with our performance. I thought the fans that showed up brought great energy, and the fans that sold their tickets to all those Lions fans got to be better.
What do you think of the impact Parsons had on your defense overall?
Yeah, I thought it was very impactful. I think you look at that interception that Evan Williams had. It looked like he beat Penne pretty quickly. Did I see that correctly in time, real time? It looked like he got a pressure. There was another sack where he got pressure on the quarterback. I'm not quite sure who got the sack, but I thought he was pretty impactful in the limited snaps that he played.
He ended up playing, I don't know, it was, I think, 30 snaps maybe somewhere in there. Was that higher than you would have guessed, or that you were shooting for coming in? Were you okay with that?
Yes, it's definitely higher than what we anticipated.
So how come, why did the number get so high, you think?
That's a great question. I'll have to investigate.
He got a ton of those snaps on their final possession. So was that, did you feel good about how much he had left in the tank that you guys were able to do that with it?
I could tell, like, he looked like he was gassing a little bit, so that's when we took him out. And you really wanted to end the game right there, and we had a couple opportunities. They converted a couple fourth downs, and obviously that was a hell of a catch by Tesla on the touchdown. But yeah, we wanted to end the game prior to that. Obviously, just couldn't get it done.
You kind of said you execute your game plan how you wanted. Was the goal to keep the Lions on their toes by spreading the ball around as much as you guys did today?
Yeah, this is how it happens. I think we've got so much confidence, and it's going to be a challenge. There are so many guys, when you look at Rome and Jay Reed and Wicks and Tucker and Golden and Musgrave and Josh Jacobs, and then you got Fitzpatrick, Brooks, and Savion. We got a lot of guys that we have a lot of confidence in. And it's going to be a challenge to get all those guys the number of targets that I'm sure that they want. And but obviously that's a good problem to have. We just have a lot of confidence in these guys. And when given the ops, I thought they made the most of their opportunities. I thought, just Rome coming out, we hit a throwback on that first drive. That was a big play, an explosive play. And then hit them on, we call it a blazer route, but basically a post route later on that led to a touchdown for, what was it, a 48-yard gain. I mean, those were big plays in the game, but we got a lot of guys that we feel real comfortable getting the ball to.
So what did you think about your quarterback today? The first four third downs is the 16-yard one to Wicks, and he's got an 11-yarder to Golden, then he's got the touchdown to Kraft, and then he's got the 26-yarder to Reed. Those are your first four third downs. He converts them all with some big-time throws.
Yeah, that's critical. That's why those guys get paid, right? Is those money downs, and he was definitely delivered in those tough, critical situations.
What type of a guy is Josh? During the first half, just 8 yards, but staying patient while other guys.
Yeah, he's the best team guy, and I know you guys saw the C's on the jerseys, and that's the reason why. He told me even after the game, he's like, "Hey, I just want to win, period." And credit to the Lions. We knew going into this game that they were going to load the box, play man coverage, and try to take Josh Jacobs away. And so you have to combat that somehow, some way, and we had to do it through the passing game.
What did you see on the taunting penalty?
What did you see on the taunting penalty?
All I saw was the replay, and you could see the guy looked like he headbutted Xavier, but
That's what I saw.
They did not show what happened before, if anything happened before that.
That's what I saw. So I said at worst case scenario, it should have been offsetting, but they saw it differently.
Matt, you mentioned the pressure that Micah, RG, and LPN got on the quarterback today, but how about having those guys? How much does it open up other guys like Devontae Wyatt and Wooden to get opportunities?
Yeah, I thought all those guys collectively as a unit, I can't remember too many games that I've been a part of when there's 9 TFLs and 4 sacks. So that's a credit to the defensive line. And Quay Walker had 2 TFLs. He had a great game, 9 tackles. Although I did get on him, he had an opportunity at a pick, and we got to make that play.
Matt, you were really excited to add Micah last week. Does the excitement of watching him play match what you had last week, just getting into the building?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he definitely has an aura about him, and just his style of play fits with our other guys. And I think all those guys are excited to play with him. And they all benefited from that.
You talked this week about starting fast, needed to start, and Jordan talked about it. It's easy to say it, but you guys obviously did it. So what was the key to getting that done?
Going out there and executing. You know, I thought our guys were dialed in, locked in for the game. We always talk about how your energy and your effort are going to lead to better execution, and I thought those guys went out there and did that. So it's going to be imperative every week, and you got to try to match that or try to keep that up for 4 quarters, which isn't always the easiest thing to do. But I thought it was real cool to see the complementary football that I thought took place in this game.
Rookie returning kickoffs and early on punts. I don't remember them doing that in the preseason game. What gave you what made you feel good about putting them in that role right off?
Well, if you remember, Savion didn't even play in the preseason, so you know, there's a lot of evaluation that goes on. Obviously, more so in practice than you can do in those games. It was unfortunate not having Savion, you know, in the preseason, and there's always question marks about that. But you know, we've got confidence in him. We drafted him for a reason. He's a big physical guy, and then MG does a great job in practice catching punts every day. And I feel like he's not going to get many looks that are better than from the guy that we have punting the football. I mean, Daniel does an unbelievable job. He came up clutch again today, just flipping the field, major hang time on all those punts. And so, you know, that's got to count for something when you see it in practice.
You mentioned complementary football. What were some of the areas of opportunity that you saw today? Obviously, you guys have a really quick turnaround.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously in the second half, when you have them backed up and they have to punt and you have a short field and you capitalize on that, and then you go score a touchdown, that's the epitome of complementary football, and that's what we got to do.
More, please.
Going back to the taunting penalty, it did look like Xavier kind of, after he pancaked that guy, kind of stood over him. That's been an emphasis according to the league. Is that something, it looked like you went over to the bench and talked to the DBs after that too. Is that something you guys, even though it seems like it shouldn't be a big deal if they're going to officiate it?
No, that's a point of emphasis, and we talked about that prior to, and we'll definitely address that again. We can't do that. We got to be better than that. And you know, football is an emotional game, and I understand. I love these guys getting excited about playing, and there's a lot of stuff that goes on the field, but you got to keep your composure, your poise, especially when you're playing a really good football team. I mean, the Detroit Lions are one of the better teams in this league. So, you know, I would expect them to rebound, and we're going to have a heck of a battle next time we play.
Jordan, up against 2 of the better wide receivers, Jameson Williams and Allen. What do you think of Nixon and Valentine, how they handled their stuff?
Yeah, they did a good job. I got to go back and watch it all. But I thought, all in all, I mean, the key to the game, though, was just holding this offense to 46 yards rushing. I mean, that's typically how they operate, man. They're a tough team to stop the run against, and that's just great run defense and put your defense and sets you up for a lot of success.
Matt Jordan said he was able to watch.
Well, you can't help it.
I can't. He was able to watch Goff coming toward your sideline as Parsons is closing in on him on the sack. Were you in the same position to watch that? What
Yeah.
did it look like through your eyes?
It looked like a speed of light or a shooting star just coming out of the sky and closing ground fast, I mean, that's why he's here, right? I mean, that was really exciting to see. I think I definitely know that our crowd reacted the right way as well. I mean, I don't know if I've heard our crowd much louder than when they introduced him, and certainly on that sack.
Real quick, you have a feel on Tom and Banks?
I don't right now. I mean, short week is always tough. They're in there getting treatment right now. Everybody's in there doing some sort of recovery, because I told the guys you can enjoy this for about 5 minutes, 4 or 5 hours, whatever it was. But it's really Wednesday in our world, and tomorrow's Thursday, so we got a quick turnaround.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.